Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me as always. He's doing his thing. He's looking good. He's looking fly. He's been working out. He's been in the gym.
I look like Hogan now.
Yeah, I'm just playing. He ain't been in the gym. But thank you guys for stepping inside the Hall of Fame with us today. I'm getting your champagne wishes. Caviar dreams, man. But how you doing, man? How you feel?
Yo, Book, I'm great, actually. I know you're about to head out to overseas.
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, Scotland. You know, by the way, here's something interesting that I learned when I was doing the Bond book is Sean Connery's from Scotland, right? But do you know what he was doing before he was an actor?
I think he was a bodybuilder.
He was competing in Mr. Universe.
Yeah.
And if you go look at Sean Connery's Mr. Universe pictures, the brother was jacked.
Let's go to show you. I know my history.
Yeah, no, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say, I know you have this long trip to Scotland.
Yeah.
And I have a Netflix recommendation for you. I don't know if you like documentaries, but there's a 3-part Kanye West documentary on Netflix. And well, hold on. It is so fantastic.
Okay.
It is, and it explores definitely the highs and the lows. Okay. Don't think it's just self-aggrandizing, but if you like that, I don't know if you were a Kanye fan, really.
You know what? Which was it? College Dropout?
College Dropout, yeah, Late Registration.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. I thought Kanye was a guy that we were going to be talking about so differently than we are talking about him these days. Just because I
agree with that.
And then I got a chance to go see Kanye West and what's the guy John Legend perform here in Houston. And I never went to a rap concert really, other than like old school rap like Eric B and Rakim or somebody like that.
Right.
And they didn't even show up to. but I was like, this dude is talented, man. And with John Legend, man, they put on such an awesome show. I mean, literally one of the best concerts I ever had the pleasure of being at. And then this dude just dropped off the face of the earth as far as just losing his mind. The Kardashian curse, man, it's real.
Hey, man, there's something in that water.
Everybody run over there, man, and mess with them Kardashians, man. They end up losing their damn mind, man. But yeah.
Well, this is really good because like the first part of the documentary is him like on the come up, and it's before anyone took him serious as a rapper.
Yeah, before the wreck.
And it details the wreck too. This guy who's a friend of his just started filming him, and then they have 22 years of footage. But they're in the Rockefeller offices, and he's playing them Jesus Walks. He's playing them All Falls Down. He's playing them slow jams, and these people are just staring him in the face. Like, what is this music? This is garbage. This is awful. And it's just so crazy to see that all it takes is you to believe in you. You know what I mean? Like whether you like Kanye or not, one thing that we can all agree on, the man has an extreme belief in himself, for better or for worse.
No, I mean,
and he did
take nothing away from him. He definitely trailblazer as far as the route he was taking. I just thought he would be there again, one of those legendary figures that we will be talking about for years, not for the outside antics, but because of the music that he created. And like Marvin Gaye, Marvin Gaye, he's a very controversial individual, but what do we remember about Marvin? Let's get it on. You know what I mean? We think about the music, man, and
sexual healing.
Exactly.
What's going on?
Exactly. I just thought Kanye West, after seeing him in concert, I thought this was that dude that was going to change the world. And, they always say it just takes one, to spark the flame for that one to, change the world. And I thought that one person that definitely had that spark was Kanye West, but definitely proved me wrong as far as that goes.
Well, and we have super chats coming in if you want to sent in a question for Booker T. We're about to start answering the wrestling portion of the show. But one thing I wanted to say about Kanye was he came out in 04, this 05, 04 or 05. And that's right when I started kind of getting to junior high. And I loved hip hop, but, I couldn't really identify with a lot of it, right? I couldn't identify with the hustler mentality or the street mentality or even the clothes and the chains and the cars and the money. But Kanye was rapping about God, and he was rapping about wearing his pink polos. And he was saying things. He was talking about dropping out of college, school, education. He was saying things that I could actually relate to in my life.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what made Kanye so universal was everybody. He found a way for everyone to relate to him. He even says something about it, like the college graduates and the drug dealers. They all jam Kanye West. And it is unfortunate to see the dip that he's had in recent years. But when you watch the first two parts, it gives you that feeling of that old Kanye, the artist that I fell in love with.
No, the thing is, I think he's just different. I think that's what it is. He's definitely special, but he's different. Even now when I listen to Kanye speak, sometime I'm like, man, this dude, he seemed like he's totally totally on board. And then all of a sudden seemed like he just fall right off the wagon. One sentence later. I mean, what the hell? I was like, with you, bro. What just happened here? That's the way Kanye makes me feel. I'm serious, man.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but you're 100% right. And there's a part in the doc when you remember when he was running for president a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he gave this crazy speech where he started breaking down and crying. You know which one I'm talking about. So they show him in the car like a couple of days after the speech, and he's FaceTiming his dad, right? And his dad was just kind of checking in on him. And then they kind of got into a back and forth, and his dad's like, Kanye, are you good? And he's like, yeah, Dad, I'm good. I'm great. Da-da-da-da-da. And then his dad goes, I don't know, son. Maybe next time you should write your speech. And then Kanye kind of looks at the phone, and he looks back at his peak, and he's like, hey, my dad said we should write the speech next time. Y'all write that down. And he was so genuine. He was so genuine about it. And his dad gave him this real fatherly advice. And he was like, oh, yeah, maybe I should write my speech for president.
That's a good idea. You know what I mean? That might be a good idea. That's what I'm talking about, man. He totally is, up and down, man. Maybe that's bipolar. You know what I mean? Maybe
I think he has bipolar issues.
Maybe I didn't even know that, but that seemed like what that is. Seemed like it's bipolar.
Yeah, but it's called genius.
He's a genius. He's definitely a genius. He is a genius in his own right. I must say, man. He's parlayed his success, man, into millions. So definitely got to give him credit. And he's put in some damn good work at the same time, man, because the music definitely was something that made me go, wow, man, this is good. This is a little bit different than the guys are putting out on the radio, like you say, college dropout, talking about school, whatnot. It's one in there where he's talking about girls working out. You know what I mean?
Oh, the workout plan.
Oh, man, the workout plan is a monster. I love that song, man. 5, 6, 7. I'm like, man, it's just good. It's just good music. You know what I mean? I can buy that all day long. But I know we got to take a break. We got super chats on the other side. Stick around, guys. We'll be back in a sec.
Being accompanied to the ring by Booker T from Houston, Texas,
It is Gaspar Hernandez versus Diego De La Cruz.
If Diego's smart, and remember, guys, this is a former tag team champion, okay? Diego is a great competitor. He should have a...
Oh, my goodness!
Well, I spoke too soon.
Oh, my goodness. And you see Booker T giving instructions, almost coaching Gaspar Hernandez.
That's unreal. Diego, once again, a tag team specialist, man, but right out the gate, Gaspar just took him right off his feet.
I mean, what a vicious clothesline. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God, no.
Oh, my.
I think I can speak for everyone here, especially with the experience. That hurts.
Booker T just signaling to wrap this up, Kirby.
Absolutely. He's just directing traffic out there. It's now Gaspar. Oh, no. Here he goes. Go for a run.
Oh, my gosh. That's it. Oh, my God. Wow. Wow, gentlemen. That's all I have to say is wow.
Oh my goodness! Or actually, to put it in terms that everybody might understand.
Can you dig it, sucker? Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. I know we got a few super chats, Brad. Let's get this thing started.
Let's get it started. But real quick, though, do you want to say anything to Kevin Owens, who called you out again last night on television? I know we talked about him yesterday.
You know,
he continued to call you a liar.
You know what? I'm going to respond to Kevin Owens, but Stone Cold Steve Austin, he said that he's going to accept the challenge. He's going to show up to WrestleMania. He's going to show up for the Kevin Owens show, the KO show, and he's going to, handle business. So I'm going to let Stone Cold Steve Austin handle his business right now. But in the after, as far as WrestleMania go, after Mania, if it's still some a little heat there, we'll cool it off. We'll cool it off a little bit. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But KO, catch you later.
Steve Austin can still cut a hell of a promo. That's all I got. I don't know. Did you get to watch? Did you watch the whole clip?
I did watch it.
Man,
need him on promo school.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
We need him on promo school.
I don't give a damn if it's a match, if it's a show. I'm
brawl.
open the biggest. It's a brawl. I'm open the biggest can of whoop ass.
No, not the biggest. The last can.
The last can. That's what it was. Last can of whoop ass. Stop a moto. Walk and drive. What? Okay, let's get to these super chats. He got me fired up. What? Ken Terminated by DQ says, who's your favorite tag team partner in WWE? If I was a betting man, it would be the man who we never forget the name of.
Man, Goldie, man, we definitely had perhaps the most memorable run out of all of my WWE tag team partners. RVD, Tess, was one of my partners in WWE as well. But Goldust, man, we had so much fun each and every week. It was like a night off. And I remember Goldie and I, we was in the locker room one day, and it was just him and I, nobody else. And Goldie looks at me and he goes, "Hey, Book, can you believe they pay us to do this?" We both just started out laughing. You know what I mean? Because it was like the best time in our careers, man, where it wasn't about the wrestling or anything like that. It was about the entertainment, but we still went out and, tried to make sure the wrestling meant something to the fans when Goldie and I did it. And when Goldie and I broke up, man, you can look in the audience and people are crying, man, real tears. It was awesome run, me and Goldie.
Yeah. And, I think that some of that stuff with you and Goldust, it was the strange bedfellows, right? Like if you could have given me the whole roster and say, hey, we're looking for a tag team partner for Booker T, who makes sense. And Goldust may have been one of, if not the last name that I would have thought of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fact that y'all made it work, made it memorable, made it entertaining. And the thing is, everyone always talks about y'all's segments, and they were hilarious. I encourage everyone to go watch the matches.
Oh, yeah.
You and Goldie worked really, really well in a tag. Y'all had a complementary style. I really enjoy the work as a tag.
That's why I say you don't remember a whole lot of the matches, but because Goldie and I, we really entertained on every front, I think. And I think that's what people remember more than anything is just the entertainment.
Sure.
But man, we had a hell of a time, man. We had a hell of a run, and to break up the band, it was definitely a sad day.
Yeah, absolutely. We have another one coming here from this guy named Alex. What's Reality of Wrestling's current 5-year plan, Booker T?
Oh, that's a good question. What is Reality of Wrestling's current 5-year plan. Our 5-year plan has been the same plan we've had for the last 18 years, is to be the best AAA of professional wrestling. We do not want to be AEW. We don't want to be WWE or TNA, Impact Wrestling, or anything like that. We want to be able to produce young guys to have that experience, to know what it's like to learn television wrestling, to get that schooling, get that polishing for when they are getting ready to perhaps, make that trip to the next level, which is WWE, which is AEW. When you get there, you know what you're doing. Or if you just say, for instance, going to get a tryout at WWE or AEW, if you go through the school for 6 months, you will be more prepared than just about every person at those trials. I guarantee that. And that's what we're about more than anything, is getting these young talents ready for the next level so they can go around the world and live that Booker T dream, man, which was awesome, that I've been living for 30 years plus.
Boom. I mean, you said it right there. I think that if you look at recent success of reality wrestling from a talents getting signed perspective, we've had several in the last 2 years. In the last 24 months, there's been several names signed to either WWE or AEW. One of our students, Kylie Ray, was on the billboard for the very first AEW show, right? I mean, the list goes on and on of all the students that we have. Draco Anthony right now, AQA, went to NXT, now at AEW. I mean, there's others there's been rumors on the internets about others. So it's definitely a one-stop shop destination.
And I want to make it a point, because we don't tout reality of wrestling enough from that aspect. But I'm telling you right now, I look at, in comparison to a company like ROH that has produced so much talent over the years, but in comparison to the years that it took ROH to produce that talent to get signed a WWE contract, it was years. With my talent, it's months. And these guys are getting signed, and that's the difference. Coming out of reality of wrestling is, like Brad said, we're a one-stop shop, but we are there to fuel that young person that have that ambition to get to that next level. Come to reality of wrestling if you want to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm glad the Ring of Honor and companies like that are going to stick around. Tony Khan, of course, recently purchasing a Ring of Honor.
Khan say he's booking the show, man. He ain't saying he's not just what is it, a client. He's the boss. What was it? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So Tony Khan say, I got RH now. I'm finna start running it. I'm gonna book the shows. I'm gonna book the talent. We're gonna run head to head with AEW and WWE. We finna do it. I'm wondering how this thing's gonna play out. I'm just wondering.
I'm excited. Look, I'm excited because, well, here's the thing. From a business perspective, I don't understand it in its entirety. Like, to me, when WWE bought WCW and there was talks about keeping it separate and running WCW separately from WWE.
It's impossible. It was impossible.
I didn't get that either. I'm like, wait a minute. You just bought the competition. You bought the lesser company, right? Because WCW is going out of business. So they're, by de facto, the lesser of the two companies, profitability-wise or what have you. Why would you want to continue to run that company? Why not just make it all one? Which is what they ended up doing. I just didn't understand the idea behind it.
Well, I don't understand the idea of Tony Khan saying he's going to book the shows at ROH and it's going to still run, because you already got a company over here.
Right?
Why would you want it? Why would you want to do something like that? First of all, and there again, it's just going to be us doing shows. Why do something like that when you got a company over here that do shows? It make no, I don't get it. I don't understand it, but maybe here in the future, we'll all know exactly what the hell is going on. How about that?
Look, I hope to be wrong. Again, we've said it on here a lot of times. Like, the more wrestling, the more success everybody has, right? As long as it's good wrestling. I don't get it. It's okay. If I were selling ice cream, right, at Gilmore's Creamery,
Right,
and then the Haagen or the Huffmans had their shop down the corner, right? And then I'm starting to go out of business. You buy my ice cream shop, We're in the same business, right? And you say, well, you know what? I'm gonna keep Gilmore's company open, and I'm gonna keep the Huffman Creamery open, and I'm gonna run them separately. I'm gonna have a whole separate staff, branding, ideology over here, a whole separate one over here. I don't really get it when you could just say, hey, I could have 2 locations, right? I can expand the empire, right? It can all be the Huffman ice cream shop. I don't know. I don't get it, but look.
When actually, I understand that concept a whole lot better. If it was the Huffman brand and Gilmore brand, if it was the Huffman brand and Gilmore brand, 2 totally different sides of towns, and we just trying to expand and we trying to catch a different audience. I might put a different flavor on that one over on that side of town than I have on this side of town, so that might work. All right, but with wrestling, there again, when I have just about every wrestler under my banner out there on my programming, which is AEW, why would I want to, try to fuel another roster? That's what I'm talking about. What that part right there is the hardest part, I think, in wrestling, is creating the show through having really, really good wrestlers on the show. When you got them all, what do you go to get them? That's the question. Hey, guys, stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. I'm just trying to figure this thing out. We'll be back in a second.
Another chop from Mysterious Q to the chest of Brian Keith. And what are they thinking this time? Is Q going to do it to the outside? No. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. Brian Keith with some headbutts, trying to fight out of it. Using everything. The suspense in this match is just too much for me. Off the top rope. Oh! Can he capitalize? This is it. Cover. This is it. 2, 3. No! What does it take? In all my years, this is such a pressure-filled, intense match. The winner is the #1 contender for the Reality Wrestling Championship.
What is it going to take? At this point, what is it going to take for either of these men to put away the other and get that contendership?
This is how bad they want. This is what it means. This is what... Q catches it. He catches the kick. Brian King. Oh! He might have knocked him out. He might have knocked him out. He might have knocked him out. Can he turn him over? Can he turn him over? Oh, he's got to pick him up. He's trying to pick up Q, and Q's just dead weight. He's complete dead weight at this time. Brian Keith. Oh, now it goes. Here it goes. Looking for that rodeo DDT. Rodeo DDT.
He's got him up top.
Q cutter. Q cutter. What? Out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Q is the #1 contender for the Reality Wrestling Championship. What?
Sucker! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Every time I see that Q cutter like that, man, that little break spot right there, something off. I don't know if you guys saw Randy Orton hit that RKO. It's so good. But I tell you, man, that Chad Gable was a hell of an athlete, putting himself in perfect position for something like that to get pulled off. Oh man, that's what I'm talking about. That's what gets my blood flowing when I see stuff like that. Still to this day.
You know, you cannot deny the impact of guys like John Cena and Dave Bautista and Brock Lesnar and the guys who came out of that 2002 class down there in OVW, Shelton Benjamin. But Randy.
Oh, Sharmell
was in the same class, absolutely. I think Victoria may have been. Was Victoria there too, I think? Or
yeah,
there was another
Victoria.
girl.
Yeah,
There's Victoria. Sharmell, of course. But Randy, I don't know. When we look at body of work, when we look at it when it's all said and done, Randy might be the one out of that class. He really might be. He's the only one who hasn't taken any significant time off, always been on top, literally almost since day one. I think he was a year and a half in the business, and he was working the main event at SummerSlam. And always goes out there and puts on the highest quality matches, even in a tag match on Raw. Gives us a moment, and that's going to be a highlight reel moment. They're going to show that for decades. They are. Just like his Evan Bourne one. It was so perfect.
It was perfect, yeah.
Everything was perfectly timed. And I don't know how many guys you can say, like, for instance, if you ask me, and no disrespect, like, what's Big Show's most memorable choke slam? I mean, I'm going to have to think for a minute, right? I'm like, I don't know, you know? If you ask me, what's Randy Orton's most memorable RKO, I'm going to rattle off 5 off the top of my head that I remember.
Which one do you remember the most?
Of Randy?
Yeah.
The match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
That's what I was going to say too. Yeah.
The one where Seth's going to hit him with the Kurt stomp.
Oh,
he elevates him and then turns him into the RKO.
Yeah. I was going to say that same thing, man. Seth Rollins almost was like walking upstairs. That's what it looked like. And he got caught, right out of it. Boom! It was just perfect. It was just perfect. But yeah, man, I remember Christian taking it on the stairs. That was one of my favorite ones as well. Christian, laid out from the top rope, coming off, and boom, caught it right on the stairs, right in the middle of the ring. It was unbelievable. So yeah, man, definitely Randy Orton. He's my guy. He's that man, and he's always put in work since day one. I was reading something. Just yesterday, Randy may be, contemplating retirement.
No.
Yeah. So definitely, he's put in a hell of a career.
Damn, man. I would not want. Randy's one of those guys who I'm expecting to work forever. Like Bob Holly.
Yeah.
Bob Holly was just working at a high level forever.
You see where he is. You see where he is now, right? He's at home.
Bob?
He's at home.
He's at home. He's chilling. My name is what is it? My name is what was his name when he came into Thurston something?
When he first
my name is Thurman Plug.
Oh, Sparky Plug.
I know, but his promo was my name's Thurman Plug, but my friends call me Sparky. That had to be a Vince.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. You just gotta be one of those guys say, hey, you're going to be Sparky Plug. All right.
I can see it now. That Bob Holly guy.
When you try to get the business, man, hey, man, you got to get your foot in the door. Bob was getting his foot in the door, man. That's exactly what that was.
Well, we know we had a reality wrestling student, Rex Andrews, who, when I got there, he and I got there at the same time. And his name was Sergei Volkov. For about 4 years, 3 or 4 years. And he was playing a Russian.
But he looked like a Russian. He had that messed up hair. You know what I mean? He couldn't grow it in certain places. Like you were Russian. He had the red already. We didn't have to do anything. We didn't make him full-blown Russian or anything. We just gave him a Russian name. He was American. He was born here.
I remember.
He was born in Alabama. But he just happened to be Russian descent. Okay.
Look, the best thing about that was, I remember, again, I was the ring announcing at the time. So I would go up to the guys before the show. I ask them height, weight, hometown, moniker, whatever. Right. So I go up to Rex and I don't know him from Adam. And I go, okay, hey, name is you're Sergei Volkov, right? Yeah. Weight, I write it down. I said, and where are you billed from? I'm billed from Russia. By way of Alabama. I'm like, okay. So I go out there and I say it, from Russia by way of Alabama, Sergei Volkov. I remember there are people looking at me in the crowd.
Man, they might have an Alabama Russia. We don't know. They got Georgia. You never know. Come on. So you got to go with stuff like that.
My friends call me Sparky. Hey, we got another super chat here. From Ross Ferguson. Booker, if you're in Glasgow, Scotland, please let me know on Instagram so I can buy you a pint of beer.
I will, brother. I will, mate. I know I'm gonna be close, man. I don't know how far Aberdeen is from Glasgow, but I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to this trip. Actually, first trip that I'm actually taking a part of over 2 years, man. Over 2 years, I've been sitting at home waiting on this pandemic to get over with, man. I swear, we're getting close. We're getting close. My Qatar trip got pushed back a month and a half because of COVID and whatnot. But man, I'm happy to get back out there, man. Hopefully, we can hook up for a paint, mate.
Get a pint, mate.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. You know, I still haven't gone to the country of my my people. You know, Ireland, Scotland, over there. I gotta eventually make that happen.
Conor McGregor. I might run into Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, you might do it, man.
I might run into Conor McGregor. He hadn't been getting any trouble lately.
I saw they booked Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje in May for the title.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah,
I like that. I like that fight.
I like that also, man. That should be a good fight right there. Gaethje, definitely a guy that's well deserving of that championship. But Oliveira, man, he's been unflappable lately. It's going to be hard to beat that dude. It's going to be hard to beat him. I always say, man, when you get that championship, you do get that cloak of invincibility. And that's where Oliveira seems to be right now, seriously.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, this Justin Gaethje would be most people's biggest challenge. But you got to think Charles Oliveira's coming off beating Michael Chandler, who's impressive in Bellator, but then he's coming off beating Dustin the Diamond Poirier, who is no joke by any stretch of the imagination. And the last time we saw Justin Gaethje was against Khabib, right? Is that the last time he fought?
Yeah.
And he got put to sleep pretty quick there. You know, he got put to sleep pretty quick there. So I'm excited to see what Justin has in the tank. And I think stylistically he matches up better with Charles Oliveira than he did with Khabib. But I don't know. I think I'd favor the champion in that fight. I'd favor the champion.
Well, I favor Oliveira because I don't know. I know Gaethje's has a wrestling background. I mean, he's a good wrestler, but we never get a chance to see it. We never really get a chance to see how good of a wrestler Justin Gaethje is because he always throwing bombs, but we always get a chance to see it. You know, Charles Oliveira's you know, it's just his ground game, his jiu-jitsu game. We get a chance to see that all the time. But the one thing I think we have to think about with Charles Oliveira is Justin Gaethje is a guy who came over to the UFC after being successful in another company. They put him right in a position to be successful by putting him in there with guys. If you get a win, man, you're only going to move up. Charles Oliveira, he's been a kid who's pretty much grown up in the UFC. And my thing is watching Charles Oliveira grow up. He's had his bumps, and grinds. He's had his losses and whatnot. But what I've seen is him grow. And if you don't get, if the UFC don't beat you down as a young guy and you still rise to be champion, you're a badass. So that's where I see this fight going more than anything. On the ground, I feel like Oliveira wins this fight easily. From a stand-up, I feel like he can stand up with Justin, but there is a chance Justin Gaethje land one of those big shots and it could be over. But if I was a betting man, I would definitely be going with the champ on this one.
A betting man indeed. We have another super chat here, but I think we need to take it after the break.
Yeah, let's take a break here. We got a break here. Stick around, guys. We'll be back in a minute. What about yourself? As far as that grind, how much do you actually embrace it? How much do you actually feel like that is a part of this journey?
Oh, man. Well, thankfully now the scene in where I'm from, I'm living in Oklahoma right now, and I wrestle in Texas. But thankfully now the scene is kind of growing with the streaming platforms, with places like Reality of Wrestling down there in Texas. You get a bigger buzz here, but for years it was hard. And so you had to get out there and travel. So there'd be many a nights where I was on the road by myself, 7, 8, 9, 10-hour drives there and back, sacrificing time with my family, sacrificing time at my real job, trying to just make ends meet. But when you really love this, and I tell people this all the time, some people just love coming through the curtain. You can't just love coming through the curtain. When you really love this, you fall in love with the ground. Fuego del Sol hates squats, man. I hate deadlifts. But if you really love this, you got to learn to love all of it. Every facet of it, every bit of sacrifice, every bit of time that you're losing with birthdays, loved ones, all of that.
Yeah.
When you really want it, when you really sacrifice, and when you start to see it pay off, you realize all of that is worth it and then some for this.
Can you dig it, sucker? Shoop! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. I know we got a super chat, Brad. What we got?
We do. And here it is from our man, Kelly Toenail.
Super chat.
If for some reason Becky can't make it to Mania, do they vacate the title and give Bianca another opponent? And if so, who would you like to see fill that spot? Yeah, there was reports online that Becky may have been, injured at a house show or something to that degree.
I read she was hospitalized.
Okay, I didn't see the hospitalized thing. So let me see if we can find an update. But if she can't make WrestleMania, to Kelly Toenail's question, what do you think we should see here? What do we do?
I don't know. I don't think she should vacate the championship or anything like that. I'm really not sure what we would do in that situation right there. Maybe an immediate shot upon return, something like that. I'm sure it's going to throw a monkey wrench in everything as far as WrestleMania if that was to happen. Let's hope that's not the case. So I'm not sure. What do you think, Brad? How do you feel on that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm reading an article that came out, and this is on SB Nation's Cage Side Seats, and it sounds like that she has a legitimate injury, but it's nothing that's going to keep her from performing moving forward. She actually tweeted something out: no fracture, no spitting blood, no whipping is going to keep me from keeping a title no one has beat me for in 3 years. So it sounds like she's going to be all right. I would hate for anything to happen only because people have been waiting from SummerSlam all the way to now we're going into WrestleMania for this Bianca and Becky thing to kind of pay off. And I would really hate for us not to get that nice, clean bow at the end of the story.
Yeah. That as well as, how do you replace that match? How do you fix that?
It's hard.
I don't think there's a whole lot of ways you can fix that unless Bailey came back, a surprise, unexpected entry, to step in that spot. Something like that is the only thing that I really think that would pop the crowd enough to where they'll kind of like forget about that Becky Lynch not being there for a moment. That's just my opinion.
I think so. I think Bailey's probably the best choice out there. You could go to a legend like Alita or something like that, because we've seen her recently. But I think that Bailey would probably be the best thing. I don't know what the status of Bailey is. I don't know. I know she's been out for a good minute.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's going to recover here. We do have a new super chat that just came in. This is from Mizuru, who says, been listening to older episodes. Didn't know you were into Ghost of Tsushima. One hell of a game. Hope you both stay happy and well.
I've been on Ghost all day today. I know
really?
I got to leave town tomorrow, and I always get depressed the day before I leave town, man. So I woke up this morning and boom, PS4 stick Ghost, and that's it, man. That's all I've been doing all day, man. Trying to get to, the castle so I could kill the main Mongol, and I'm just having fun, man. I love that game, man. It's definitely a game that you can get literally taken up it can consume you. It really can, especially when you get to where you go Legends mode. When you go Legends mode, it totally turns into something totally. I'm sitting up here. Let's get back to work because I'm getting caught up here. I'm getting caught up. But Legends mode, man, is awesome. It's dope. I can't figure it out, though. I cannot win in Legends mode, man. So if you got any tips, Legends modes, man, hit me in the DMs. Let me know. Okay.
Slide up in them. We have another one from Kindle Outlaw. I'm glad to see Vader going in the Hall of Fame, but do you feel that Taker should have had the night all to himself? This is something we've talked about a couple weeks ago. You I think, if memory serves me right, said that you don't think Taker would want to go in all by himself.
Well, even if, just say for instance, you got a concert, you want an opening act. You want somebody to warm
Yeah.
the crowd up for you. You don't want to just jump out there as soon because the thing is, as soon as you do yours, it's over. You know what I mean? And I just didn't think Undertaker wanted to come out and give a 2-hour speech. And I just didn't. I think we wanted to hear a bunch of people talking about stories that they've had with the Undertaker. There is putting the spotlight on them opposed to the Undertaker. You know what I mean? So I just felt like, I mean, I could be wrong, but me personally, if I had a chance to do it alone, one night, or have guests come out before me, I think I would want guests to come out before me. And
Yeah.
then you know what that makes me?
What's that?
The main event.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, I guess you can't be the main event if there's no other event.
Exactly.
You're just the event.
You're just the event,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the main. Yeah, or the main attraction.
It's it is strange. It is strange that people think that I mean, the thing is this: Undertaker, without a doubt, one of the biggest legends in the history of this industry. There's no doubt about it. But there have been several big names that have gone in that there was never a conversation about them getting the night to themselves. I mean, Bret Hart, Steve Austin, Booker T, Hulk Hogan.
I went in with Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno Sammartino.
Okay,
You went in with Bruno, Mick, Trish.
and I'm sure Bruno felt pretty good being the main event, as he always was. Madison Square Garden sold out. The name on the marquee. Bruno Sam. That right there is just the way I think we've always done it. And I think the Undertaker is going to appreciate having someone, go out there warm, because that's a nerve-wracking situation. It's not as easy as people think, going up there on that stage. You got to get yourself ready for it. You got to prepare yourself for it, even though you know exactly perhaps what you're going to say. You definitely got to take that moment in, because it could be the one and only moment you get a chance to do something like that. Me personally, I got a chance to do it twice, unexpectedly, but normally one time only, and you out.
Well, let me ask you though. I mean, I wonder what the Hall of Fame is going to be like this year, because they're doing it the same night as SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
Like it's going to happen right after SmackDown, if I read correctly.
It is.
I just wonder what the vibes are going to be like, because normally all the guys who are working on the card on Friday, normally that's a night off for the Hall of Fame. So they're going to go in there, do like a go home for Mania, and then have to, what are they going to go? Shower real quick and get in their Sunday's best? Or I just wonder how that's going to be. I'm excited to see the Hall of Fame, like I am every year, because even though we had one last year and they did the classes of 2020 and 2021, there was still COVID. You couldn't do it in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
I think the speeches were 5 minutes or less for everybody. And I didn't think that, it just didn't feel like the Hall of Fame normally did. Right. So I'm excited to see a crowd of people getting to view because even the Undertaker, his last match in WWE was with no fans.
Yeah.
And his last appearance as the Undertaker, the farewell at Survivor Series last year, no fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Just us hard legs, the boys.
Just the boys. Just the boys.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, I'm excited for him to go in front of the Hall. Okay, we have another super chat here. Ross Ferguson again, if you don't want to be a wrestler, do you want to be a manager? Is there any different training that you can do that isn't exactly wrestling training? So I guess Ross is saying he doesn't want to wrestle, but he wants to be in the business. Can you train to be a manager?
Normally managers, they're not trained managers. They normally morph into the management role. They're someone that's been around the business for a long time. They know all the ins and outs of what goes on in the match, as well as they're well versed as far as taking bumps. All right, that right there, you got to be in the school to actually know how to do that properly. So yeah, it's something that I think could be taught, but it's not something that we teach at Reality of Wrestling or anything like that. At least not anytime
Formally.
here. Yeah, formally, I would say that. Yeah.
I mean, there have been people, men and women, who've come through and you Booker or Kevin or somebody there might say, hey, you know what? You'd make a really great referee.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you know what? We could put you with such and such, and y'all would be a great pair. You could be the valet. You could be the manager. So it's not something that you can explicitly. I mean, maybe some guys do it. I don't know about like Jimmy Hart's story. Maybe Jimmy Hart came into wrestling and said, I want to be a manager, daddy, and that's what I'm going to be. But I think most of the time, yeah, you're right. You start off as maybe a worker of some kind, and then you find your footing.
Yeah, like I say, it's something you morph into. It's just not something you come into planning on being. And that's a lot of the positions in professional wrestling. Sometimes you come in planning on doing this, and boom, you end up doing that. It's just part of the business, man. But hey, man, on the job training, get it when you can. That's what it's all about. Hey, man, I know we got to get up out of here, man. We got to get up out of here. I got to get ready, finish packing my bag. Getting ready to get on this plane. And guess what? First class all the way, baby. Want to send my thoughts and prayers out to Cain Velasquez, still locked up. No bail, the judge said today. No bail, attempted murder for Cain. But hopefully some good things will come out of this deal for the brother. And he'll find his way out of jail, perhaps, hopefully. He'll have a soft landing somehow. But I'm praying for the brother, praying for him. But we got to get out of here, man. We got to get out of here. I want to thank you, Brad. I want to thank everybody in the chat as well, all the super chatters. We appreciate you guys. Guys, same place, same time next week here inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams. Peace. Be out.
Can you dig it, sucker?